Speaking of ranked, the player base in this game, super toxic.
Oh my gosh.
Not Modern Warfare 2 toxic,
No.
but like
Toxic.
fairly toxic.
What's up, guys? Welcome to One Shot, the podcast where we talk things FPS as well as gaming news in general. It is your boy, Collateral Dom, formerly known as CM Boom, and with me today I have Mike Shaky, as always, who's doing the Palpatine chair roll. How you doing today, Mike? How you doing?
Yes.
He is yes today. So surprise, if you didn't know, I changed my name about a couple weeks ago. I know it's been a minute. It's been a couple weeks since we did the podcast, but yes. Formerly CM Boom, new name Collateral Dom. I kind of explained a couple weeks ago why I wanted to change my name. Just trying to pick something more streamery, I
Grown
guess.
up.
A little more grown up, yes, because I've had CM Boom since I was 14. I'm older now, and I just needed something that fit me a little bit better. So I know if you go back and watch some old videos, it'll still have the CM Boom stuff. It's gonna change, I promise. Just bear with me. So if you see that and you're like, "What the heck?" I changed my name. It's Collateral Dom now. Everything should be changed over. But Mike, I know you said yes to how you're doing, but how are you doing today? It's been a week.
Doing good. I just wanted to change it up today. I didn't want to just
You know what?
sit here and let you ramble through the intro. I wanted to do something different, you know?
No, we like that. We like that. Change it
Yeah.
up, keeping
Yeah.
it interesting. As always, Mike's
Gotta
here to
keep
keep it interesting.
Yeah. That's my job here.
Yeah, I'm the info guy. Mike's the entertainment guy.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why I throw things, I do funny shit, and all that.
Well, speaking of info, I guess not really info. We're gonna get into the topics today. Fragpunk. We're just gonna come out Fragpunk. The last episode was on Fragpunk. There was our first impressions. We'd only played it for a few hours. We actually hadn't streamed it, but after getting about a week and a half of streams in, how are you feeling about it, Mike? How are you feeling?
I still agree with my initial assessment that it is brain rot.
I can agree with that as well.
Um, I mean, if you're into CS:GO, into Valorant, you'll have that like S&D feel. If you're into Call of Duty, you'll like the gunplay. And if you like the chaotic of Fortnite building, you'll like the cards. Like there's a little something from everybody out there.
Yeah, it is generally.
But
Sorry.
overall, it is very much brain rot, and it is very much run it down and kill the team.
Yeah.
You don't need the bomb in this game.
No, you really don't. Yeah, it really does kind of feel that. Very rarely. Well, I wouldn't say very rarely would we get the bomb down. We do, but it pretty much almost always comes down to kills. Like there's
There's someone around a corner, you literally sprint at them and then do a halo jump.
Yeah,
like
because you can jump shot because there's no movement
Yeah.
penalties for accuracy in this game, which is it's fun. I like that. I am not one. I don't come from tech shooters. I am not a tech shooter. Like I don't have experience with them, and so playing like mouse and key is like I'm really adjusting because I come from Call of Duty. I've been a controller player my whole life, so the whole because I've tried to play Valorant before and I suck at aiming. I know you have to practice, but I'm just bad. So not having like those movement penalties and being able to jump around corners like that is actually very helpful for someone like me who's not used to it.
The real question is that I have not figured out the answer for myself, so I'm going to figure it out now. Does Fragpunk support controller?
I believe they do, but there's no aim assist. So, because I think I saw that on the Fragpunk subreddit is that it's sports controller, but there's no aim assist because they were gonna do a console release, but it got delayed for a couple months. So it will support controller eventually. I think it does out of the box, and I'm assuming on console. I mean, I don't know if it'll have aim assist on console. It probably won't, but if it did have aim assist, I'd be playing
Does
this game on control.
Valorant's console version have aim assist?
I would imagine not.
So I wouldn't imagine this.
Yeah,
What do you
but I also don't know. I don't know if Valorant console Valorant has aim assist. Maybe.
Let
We
me
could find that
see.
out.
I'm launching Fragpunk right now to answer my own question.
He is launching he's launching to answer his own question. But yeah, after a couple weeks of playing the game, my initial thoughts were that I said the game is about like a 7 out of 10. Like it's good. It's not anything like mind bending. But it's a good solid game, and I think I retain that kind of opinion. 7 out of 10, maybe 7.5. After playing for 2 weeks and after really kind of getting into stuff. The menus we've talked about this are still kind of nightmarish. They're nightmarish if you don't take time to like learn them. Like if you're just launching in the game, there's like all these menus and you're like there's menus and sub menus and it's like kind of hard to navigate. But after a while, it's like okay, you kind of get used to them, but they're still a little tedious and annoying. Like even sometimes I forget like when I'm looking for like my rank or something, I'm like, oh wait, I have to go here, I have to go here. Okay, I found it. But yeah, still very fun. The gameplay loop or bless you, you good?
No, I thought I had a sneeze,
Uh,
but then it didn't come out.
fake this out. The gameplay
Yeah.
loop is after a while. I don't know. How to, like you said, brain rotty. Where it's like after a while, it kind of just gets very repetitive. And I don't know if this is just the way it's designed, but there's like 160 something cards, and in quick play, sometimes I feel like I'm seeing the same like 7.
Well, that's because you have to get to a certain level to unlock cards. So, like each like level, you get 2 or 3 different cards you unlock.
Which I get.
So a lot of people, since it's new, still are low level. So you're gonna see a lot of repeat cards.
Yeah, but I think the game also takes like like whoever has the highest level, all those cards get thrown in.
Yes,
And I
but
have like
their low
145 out
cards.
of 160.
Yeah, but their low cards also get thrown in.
I guess it's just the
So
same
it's
repeat
a
cards then.
pool. Yeah, it's a pool of like, oh, level 10, 15, 20, and like a 50 all play a game together. It's the level 50 has all the cards that the level 10 has. So you're gonna see a lot of
Yeah.
duplicates until people get higher level.
I mean, and I guess that's kind of annoying because it's like literally up to 2 weeks. I'm already like level 40 something, and so it's like I have most
Yeah.
of the cards. But I'd still like to see a lot more variety. But I guess in quick play, it's because in ranked it's the same pool. Everybody is the same pool, and that doesn't matter. Like whatever the cards are, they're just in ranked. You don't really they're set. But for I guess I've just been getting it because it's like I've been seeing Big Head literally like every single match, at least.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice, like once on our side and once on their side, and I'm like, because Big Head is basically a round guarantee almost.
Yeah, and in comp as well, there's a smaller card pool too.
Which that makes sense. You have to take some stuff out to
Yeah.
balance, but they kept Infernal Hounds in, which is like I don't like that one for a competitor. But this game is not going the hyper competitive route. It's not meant to be super competitive. Speaking of
Real
rank,
quick before we moved on,
go
though,
ahead. Yeah.
I will say, if you're wanting to get into this game, this is a good game for very casual gamers.
Yes.
Hop on, quick plays like 5 to 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can grind out some games. It's good shits and giggles fun.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah, it's definitely fun. Like if you have a lot of people, like if you're playing with like
yeah.
2 or 3 of your friends, it can just get crazy and like a quick play. It's literally first to win 4 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
It could be over in 5 to 10 minutes. So it's like, yeah, it's
I
very fun.
played with 2 buddies last night, and they were also confused by the UI. They
Mm-hmm.
also come from a similar background to me with attack shooters and Call of Duty and stuff. So they didn't like the UI, but we literally were just like running it down mid and just killing people
Right.
and shooting the shit the whole time.
Yeah.
It gave, I don't want to say nostalgia vibes, but like similar feels to like OG growing up Call of Duty, where you could sit on a couch with a buddy and just play pubs and have fun.
Yeah. Pubs are very silly in this game and they're fun. And I think that's very important for a game like this to have, where it's like your public matches can just be stupid fun because I mean again
Yeah.
the concept of the game is stupid fun. It's taking a tack shooter, but hey, what if we also played cards to where everybody has a bomb that they can plant, or again like everybody on the team has big heads, or you have the one where it's like, what if you had a katana that could block bullets while you run down the enemy
There's
team?
the forced knife round,
Yeah, that's
like,
probably one of my favorite cards. I love that round.
which is not ranked actually, which is
No,
surprising.
well, I can agree with that not being in rank.
I don't know. I've played ranked in other tech shooters and we'll be in all chat and be like, "Yo, knife round down mid for the last round."
Yeah, I don't know.
And
Some people have some
occasionally people will
egos.
break the rule, but like
Yeah,
it's fun when people like commit to it.
yeah. I mean, yeah. That's always kind of an like I guess if you're getting people to agree to that, that would be kind of fun thing. But I feel like with the types of people that we've kind of experienced in this game so far, I don't think that would happen. I think people would be
Um,
very upset.
I will say when those knife rounds got suggested, I was one of the people that would pull out my gun and mow people down.
Mike out here breaking rules so he can get
I'm
his
I'm
elo.
I'm farming KD.
God.
Get mad. I'm farming KD.
Mike. To be fair though, I mean, I can agree with if your guys are gonna try to suggest something in a rank match like knife only, it's like I'll do it in a public match, but dude, it's ranked. I'm trying to rank up here.
Well,
Or,
it was like
oh my god, so mad.
so the highest rank I think I got in CS:GO was like Gold Nova area.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like still on the like the lower end of
Lower
the
end, okay.
ranks.
Yeah.
So
You're just
a
trolling.
lot of those people are just like trolling and
Yeah,
shit.
that's
Yeah.
funny. But and yeah, speaking of ranked, we streamed our five placement matches, and I was very confused as to where the game put us. We completed our five matches. We went 3-2. We both retained a positive KD through the whole five matches. I think you had like a 1.3 or something. I had like a 1.34. Or they were like one.
No, I think you had a 1.4 and I had a 1.3.
Okay. Well, so very high KD percentages. And so
But we also had low round win percentage and we what was the other thing? We only had what one MVP between the two of us in
yeah,
the 5 games.
and we went to duels twice.
Yeah, that's what, low
Yeah,
round
yeah.
win percentage.
So,
I
but
feel like if we would have stomped them and kept our KD, we probably would have been higher. But like
I also
we
don't.
didn't get the.
Yeah, we also don't know the highest because we debuted silver one, which was one rank below gold. So the
Did I
ranks
do?
go.
I thought I was gold 5 at rank.
You might have been. I don't know. I was silver one. I debuted. Well, no, because you played into gold, right? Because we
Maybe
played
I
one
don't remember.
afterwards, and then you ranked up. You got slightly more than me and got into gold. And I was like 2 points off of gold.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So we debuted silver one. Ranks go, which bronze only has 3 levels, and then the rest of them have 5, and they go backwards. It's 3-1, like Marvel does. Um, so we were
So
high
5 to
silver
1.
one, like literally
Okay.
high silver one, like 1 to 2 games off, and we were in gold now. But I was like I said, I was confused because we had a positive win rate, and I thought that we should have at least debuted gold. Again, also we don't know the highest rank you can debut because a lot of these games have like
I feel like it was higher when the game first came out, purely because there wasn't a ranked player base
yeah
yet. So it may have like kind of curved the
the
rankings up.
the ranking up because I know
Yeah,
also too like that first week we were looking and we're like, oh, top 1,000 is like platinum.
yeah.
So we're like, okay, maybe this game's midpoint is lower because a lot of games the midpoint really ends up being like
The
plat,
mid ranks.
like yeah, mid
Yeah,
rank plat because you have plat diamond and then punk and punk master. So you're like, oh, we really got kind of stiffed here. And we're like, we're low. But then looking at those leaderboards, you're like, okay, no, it's like top 1,000 is plat. Now I think like top 1,000 is like diamond. But
it's
so
Diamond 5 last I checked.
yeah, so it's a
So
little
it's the low end of Diamond.
disorienting because it's if you're coming from a ranked anything really, it's like you see silver and you're like that's really low. Uh, but for this game, it's actually the midpoint of the game and competitively what it seems. So now
Yeah.
we're gold, we're climbing, but I don't know, I was confused by that. I think there should have just been more. To be really, it should the problem this game sometimes does is just there's not info on it. There's no way to find out. Hey, the highest like the highest rank that you could end up debuting, but could even be like gold one or something like that. It's like, oh, we debuted a whole rank under what we could have debuted in the high end because we went 3-2 and positive. We had a positive win record, positive KD, but rank.
And speaking of ranked, the player base in this game super toxic.
Oh my gosh.
Not Modern Warfare 2 toxic,
No.
but like
Toxic.
fairly toxic. And I will also commend Fragpunk because there's push to talk in this game, and people actually talk in this game.
Yeah, I've
regardless
seen that.
if it's positive criticism or if it's just them being toxic.
Yeah.
At least they're talking.
That's true.
Because most games nowadays, this is how BC goes in them. What the fuck are you doing? And that's the only word they'll say the whole game.
Yeah. Marvel Rivals is victim of that, like majorly. Like Marvel Rivals voice chat and like text chat can be really, really, really bad. And I guess
if you hop into streams, I drop a GG easy every time we win.
Yeah, but I mean, you're antagonizing, Mike. You're antagonizing.
There's a difference between being toxic and like poking fun.
Right.
I feel like that's poking fun.
Yeah.
But then there's people that go in like text or voice chat and they'll be like GG shitters.
Yeah, literally.
Like,
or like
there's a level to it. There's the line.
Yeah, the guy, remember the domination we played like last week where it was the Doc Strange who had a Lord icon and then like didn't TP once and then tried to say it was the healer's fault. And then the whole team jumped him.
Our whole team ganged him.
Yeah. Literally, that was the quickest I think I've ever been on a response. I saw him put that in chat. I was literally like, I was on my keyboard. I was like, yeah, because he said what he said was, hey healers, you have a heal button, right? I literally hit him back with, you have a TP button, right? 3 rounds, he didn't TP once.
Yeah.
Because, well, and that guy too had said, like, midway through the second round, he was like, GG, and it was like, we're still 50-50, bro. Like, the game's not over, and then we lost.
Well, it was 50-50, and I already had, like, 20k heals after the first map, and he had no damage blocked and no damage done, so we were very confused.
But, ranked for Fragpunk is... I like it a little better only because rounds are longer. It's first to 6, like traditional search and destroy if you play Call of Duty instead of first to 4.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know the well, how do I say this? The cap of who you can play with in terms of like how in Marvel you have to be within 3 ranks to play with each other after a certain point. There's no there's no information on, you have to be like you can play with a rank above or a rank below or something like that. Because
I would say as long as you're within the same like tier, so 5 levels.
But I would assume that's what that is. But I think also too, like in our unranked games, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the one dude was plat, and we were like,
I don't remember.
We were silvers or something like that.
I don't remember. When you're queuing into a game, the logo for the rank is too tiny for me to be able to distinguish it.
And they're not like the coloration on them is like very similar. Like the silver and plat look very similar in coloration from a first glance.
Mm-hmm.
But like obviously they're like bigger or small. Like there's extra things, but we weren't able to really tell. So I mean, I think they just need more information. There's just more information really to help explain stuff, and we've talked about that in our what makes a good ranked episode. What makes a good ranked mode is information on how things work in terms of point distribution, all that, fun stuff.
Yeah.
But
I will say I solo queued Fragpunk, and I got like 30 for a win and like 10 for a loss. So
that's not bad. I like that.
It's definitely I've heard criticism about Fragpunk and Marvel Rivals about this. As long as you maintain like a 50% win rate, you will climb. Yeah.
I wish that was true. We have a 50% win rate in Marvel Rivals, and we're stuck plat 3, Mike. What is happening?
You just have to. It's playtime. We don't play enough.
That's true. That
I think our thing.
Hopefully next season we can get some more.
If we know life, we probably could climb better.
That's true. We'd probably be grandmaster by now. But yeah. So I mean, I like Fragpunk. It's fun. I don't know. I don't think I like it as much as you like it, but I think this
I
is
like I said, I only like it because I can get on, shoot basically bots
yeah,
and enemies, and it's more fun than I don't have to think when I play.
yeah.
I can kick my feet up and have some fun
And I think that just
and
comes
win.
from me not having a attack shooter background and not being used to mouse and key, being on
Oh, do you have
controller
to
when
lock in when you play?
sometimes there are other times where I just sit there and troll and I'm literally chowing down mid with hollow points sniper rifle, like
No,
when I play
I
pub.
troll. I troll like 90% of the
But
rounds,
the,
and I get 2-3 pieces
yeah, see, I
generally.
don't because I'm bad at attack shooters because I'm not used to aiming with mouse and key. I'm really bad, and I'm bad at taking space and stuff like that. I'm not good at attack shooters, and I'm gonna
Speaking of tag shooters,
yeah
I looked up my Steam DB fairly recently.
yeah. I finally looked up mine too.
I have just shy of 500 hours in CS:GO,
Good lord, that's a lot.
and I have 150 hours in Marvel Rivals, and that's my 1 and 2 games.
That's
Marvel Rivals came out this year,
yeah. November last year.
so
This
what?
fiscal year,
Five,
essentially.
it's been less than 6 months of that game being out, and it's already my number 2 play game.
It's technically my number
But
one
you
play
also
game on
have to think
Steam.
about it, take it with a grain of salt because that's only Steam.
Yeah,
There's also like
BattleNet, Epic
uh,
Games,
BattleNet,
EA.
Epic Games, EA
Yeah.
launchers.
If you're playing Halo, you're through the Xbox launcher. If you play
No,
it
you
on
can still
Xbox
see
launcher.
playtime because Halo Infinite is in my top 5.
No. Well, I played through the Xbox launcher, so I don't get it through Steam. Like I didn't play it
Yeah.
through Steam, but yeah. Well, and I guess speaking of tack shooters, another one that we did kind of stream.
For
Some
a little bit.
unfortunate news. A little bit. That actually is a little unfortunate as a Spectre Divide. It's shutting down. The game has announced that it will be shutting down, closing its doors. I mean, the Mountain Top Studios themselves, the developers of the game, they're shutting their doors. Um, the game kind of failed to retain a player base, as most games, and the game's shutting down. And I think it's almost at the end of this month is when it's shutting down, or it may already be shut down. I don't know. Um,
It's not. I just pulled it up on Twitch. Um, don't know how many active players it has, but we have noticed since its launch that it's been decreasing very heavily in players.
I will
And
look.
currently on Twitch, there are 4 people streaming it. Um, one with 4 viewers, one with 2 viewers, one with 1 viewer, one with 1 viewer.
I'm looking up right now, and right now on Spectre Divide, there are currently
So
96 players
8 viewers to 4 streamers on Spectre Divide.
with 96 players playing the game right now.
Yeah. So
All-time peak of
I feel like a
30,000
lot
6
of that
months ago.
too is there's been a lot of decrease in player count, so queue times are going significantly higher now.
But I mean, yeah,
Especially like when I could go play Rivals and get a queue in like
instant
5
queue.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, or an
Um,
instant queue.
like, and I guess the big thing that kind of killed Spectre Divide, and we talk about this a lot, is the
Marketing.
marketing. There was no marketing. There was some initial marketing with because Shroud was attached to this game. It was kind of his game. He worked on it a little bit, like in terms of feel and stuff like that. And he played it for like 2 days,
First month of its life cycle, maybe.
and then he just didn't play it at all, which
Yeah.
that sucks because it's
Well,
like
what was it? It was
he was their major marketing tool, and we played the game.
Deadlock.
Honestly, was genuinely fun. Like the game was genuinely like it was cool. It had a really cool concept. If you've never played Spectre Divide, it's a tack shooter. It was 3v3, but each player controlled 2 characters. You had the ability to your Spectre. You could throw your Spectre down and like swap between them, and you basically get like a second life each round. And it's the same as Fragpunk. It had no movement penalties for shooting, and there was like little like kind of abilities and stuff. Um, it was really cool. It had a cool art style. It was like supposed to be like the cell shaded like comic book style. Um, the
Oh,
game sounds were good too. It's just
I
unfortunate.
I can't figure out when it was released, but from my understanding, watching Shroud, the handful of times I have, he went from playing Spectre Divide, and then it seemed like he got a Deadlock, uh,
Sponsorship,
what is it, token install code,
like a
whatever it
beta,
is.
private beta.
Yeah, and he started playing that and
Yeah,
kind of completely
dropped
put
off.
Spectre Divide aside.
Yeah,
And then by the time he probably would have returned,
it
it
was
was already like
dead.
on the downfall, so he just didn't return.
I mean, and you even really know when a game's dead when Optic themselves like host a tournament. Like it's like they do a tournament for themselves, but they put it up and they're like live streaming it, and it's only got like 2,000 viewership. Yeah,
Well,
like
no, they had basically everyone that was in the tournament playing
yeah,
because I still have a video of it. Um, Scump obviously had the most. He had like I want to say 2 to 5,000 viewers, and then it was like Shotzi with 1,000, and then it fell off to like 500 and below. And I think the max viewers that Spectre Divide had at that time was like 5K,
and
which
that's
means everyone in Optic had all the viewership
had all the
in that
viewership,
category.
and it's still not even high viewership for their stuff because you go watch because like the CDL Major Two is happening right now, and Scump's watch party gets like 60,000 viewership.
That's a watch party though. His normal streams average I want to say 5,000.
I mean, I guess it's his
So
normal.
they're still popping off, but like they're not popping off as
Yeah,
much.
but I mean, it's still and it still didn't help the game. You
Yeah.
have these major because I mean at that point it's too late. Obviously, like you've got one of the biggest esports organizations names out there hosting their own in-game tournament for like I mean between themselves, but they're streaming it, and it's like that's not even enough to get people interested in the game. The game also too was on console, free to play was on console and PC, and they couldn't gain traction.
Hmm.
And it's unfortunate because again that was like a really fun game. I thought it was. I honestly liked it a little bit
It was
better
a
than
cool
Fragpunk, to be
concept, but
honest.
I didn't see it was a cool concept with like the two players, but I feel like it was limited because it was a 3v3.
I liked the
So
3v3.
bigger friend groups can't play it
Yeah,
together.
I think I liked it
And
because I
then
don't
it
have a
was
big friend
also
group.
limited basically because not because of the maps, but I don't remember what I was going to say. But it's limited because of the player amount and then obviously the very poor marketing, so it didn't have a good foothold into the gaming scene.
Yeah. Unfortunate. We don't like to see. We don't like to see studios shut down. We don't like to see people lose their jobs. We don't like to see games die, especially when they're fun. Um, but Frag
Call back to what's it called? Ubisoft?
Concord.
Nope.
Talking about
The other
Concord.
one? X
X
Defiant?
Defiant. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Which will
There will be an
they've already
episode.
announced.
There
Yeah,
will be an
they've already
episode.
announced they're shutting the doors down on that game,
Yeah.
but there will be a separate episode about
And
that.
there might be a farewell stream just to check it out one last time before it goes away because it's going away in June, I believe.
I thought it was May.
Well, might have
We'll
to be
we'll
quicker.
confirm that later.
We'll
We'll
confirm that at a
confirm
later
that
date. There'll
later.
probably
Yeah,
be a farewell stream. Unfortunately, that game you can't download it. I still have it on my computer, so like I can play it. If you've deleted it,
yeah.
if you've deleted it, you can re-download it. But yeah, there'll probably be a farewell stream to that game. And it's unfortunate that all these shooters are coming out, or even other games that is coming out and almost seemingly dying.
Which is surprising because COD's taken a downhill the last handful of months,
Yeah,
and everyone's just moving to Rivals,
yeah.
which is fine. But like, there's other games.
Yeah. Well, Fragpunk now too, and I think Fragpunk
Oh,
ended up doing what Spectre Divide should have done, but better
yeah.
in terms of like of a fun,
I get
more playable
ads on my
character.
TikTok for for
Fragpunk,
Fragpunk.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and again, that's due to they had good marketing. It's also the same company that Pablo Bad Guitar Studios is a subsidiary of NetEase Games, which NetEase Games made Marvel Rivals. So if you're in the Marvel Rivals area and you're kind of like around NetEase Games, you're more than likely going to see that because they're the same company, so they're going to keep their advertising got it together. But speaking of Fragpunk, when when Spectre Divide announced that they were going to be shutting their doors, Fragpunk responded on Twitter. So here's like the message that Spectre Divide said. It's a letter to Spectre fans. We're shutting our doors. The studio's closing. Here's the official Fragpunk account responding with the Captain America meme. So you messed up. Well, I can do that all day. This tweet has since been deleted. It obviously didn't negatively impact Fragpunk's player base at all, or anyway, because people are still playing the game. I think the game's still at like a 96,000 concurrent players. This, I don't like this. I don't think this is cool. This is not cool, man.
I don't care if I liked the Wendy's tweets a few years ago making fun of people.
Right, but those aren't. I mean, the Wendy's tweets were.
I feel like Fragpunk is kicking a dead horse when they're talking to Spectre Divide.
Yeah.
But it's still like, yeah, PC people are like crybabying about it, but like it's funny, haha.
I mean, it's funny, haha. I think it'd be different if like they released a bundle that didn't sell well or something didn't go off.
Yeah, instead of shutting the doors.
Shutting the doors, and like all these people are losing their jobs, and it's like, oh, we're really kind of making fun of a studio for a failed game. It's like, I mean, if it was genuinely something like if the game was genuinely bad and terrible and unanimously not liked by the community, I'm going to use Concord as an example. Like, Concord came out and was like, it was just one of those things where it was like, nobody asked for this. This was done so poorly. Like there was no effort put into it. Yeah, maybe.
Well, what was it? Concord only lasted like 2 weeks or something?
Like 3 weeks, a month or something like that. Or like, you remember the day before? That game, the like zombie game that had like all this marketing and was dead within a month. Mm-hmm. Basically a scam. Maybe that type of stuff where it's like this was like you could see that this was gonna fail from the beginning. This was totally stupid and nobody wanted this.
Spectre Divide, you could tell, was falling off after like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I
being released.
I get that, but I don't think that Spectre Divide was a bad idea, and I don't think it was poorly done. I think it was just poorly marketed. That's all.
Yes,
it's not like Concord,
which is Mountaintop's fault for not
advertising
money aside for advertisement.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's funny, haha, but I can maybe. I don't know. Maybe I would say obviously they didn't like that because the tweet
people
was
lose their jobs. Yeah, people lose their jobs. I feel like I have to kind of hear comments. Yeah, people lost their jobs, but like it sucks out there, but like put out a better product.
Well, the product wasn't bad. It was the advertising.
Yeah, put out a better product, because if you're not going to market it, then you better have a fucking banger product.
I guess, and I guess we can flame the studio heads and management, not necessarily the devs themselves, because they were just trying to make something good. But yeah, like management definitely should have put more time and effort into marketing the game if they genuinely wanted to be, if they wanted a big product.
I have marketing experience. You could have hired me, Mountaintop.
Mike's out here. Sounded like the Slayer off of the flank offering. What's your rate, bud?
Yeah. Give me $1 million.
$1 million?
I'll do and I'll do it.
$1 million for 1 year?
Yeah, $1 million 1 year.
1 million 1 year. Oh my gosh. Good lord.
They call me Mini Slayer.
Mini Slayer? Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be your
if any of you guys get the reference, put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. Okay.
You already kind of spoiled it, but like in the comments.
Oh my god.
Blow the comments up.
Oh,
they call me the orangutans from TikToks too, because I do this thing. Because the orangutans go like. You ever see those?
No, I'm not. I think you're on a totally different side of TikTok than I am, Mike.
Like be pointing at a lady's bag and she'll pull out like fruit snack or something, and it'll be like, yeah, those. Give me.
What's that? Okay, my good lord. What's
Next
that
time I see it, I'll
addictive?
send you one. Next time I see it, I'll send you
All
one.
right, all right. Great, you can influence my algorithm, my For You page.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
fine.
sure I can search it up and send it one right
Uh,
now. But
probably,
we're doing
probably.
this. Priorities.
Right. Well, it's that time of the week, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the gamer rant of the week. We rant every week, pick something to rant about every week. These topics can be silly, they can be legitimate, they can be you're just crashing out for no apparent reason. Mike, what's got you mad this week?
Um, Not video game related this week for me, but Clemson,
It's March Madness.
March Madness, number 5 seed, losing to McNeese, 12 seed. What the fuck's up with that? You ruined my bracket, Clemson. I don't fucking like you right now.
Mike's beefing.
There was a few other like minor upsets, but it was like 8, 9 seeds, Louisville. That messed up my bracket, but like Clemson, I had you going to Sweet 16. So
I'm not
short rant, non-game related,
I'm
but
not
that's my
a
rant.
I'm not a college basketball guy. Like I don't really watch college sports in general. I watch the NFL. That's really like the extent of
I
sports that I
watched the
watch.
NFL and then a little bit of NBA, and then I only watched college ball in March.
Yeah.
And uh, that was an upset I did not have in my bracket. And
The only time I did a March Madness bracket was one time at
yeah,
work at a place I used to work at. They did a bracket, and it was like you could fill it out, and like first place got like there were like prizes like a Nintendo Switch and Xbox and like all this
that's nice.
the fun stuff. So, I mean,
Yeah.
so I literally went looked up online and was like, what are the most popular brackets? Filled it out, and I didn't, I didn't win.
It is interesting people's like their like how they made their brackets.
Yeah.
I saw somebody they based it off of who has a better football program
Oh yeah.
versus basketball.
Some people pick by mascot. I've seen that before.
My wife picked off mascots this year.
Mascots, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and she's got a number 3 in our apartment communities bracket league.
that's hilarious. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
and I went off of stats, and I don't remember what exactly place I am without checking, but I was in the 22nd place after day 1,
22nd
and
place. She's in third by
I went
picking
off of
mascots.
who's got the biggest point differential, who's got the best 3-point shooters, and who fouls the most.
You should have picked by
I
mascot.
feel like that's all pretty good.
Yeah.
But Purdue won their game because they had 40 something rebounds, and whoever they played had 20. Maybe I should have looked at rebounding stats.
Maybe.
Screw shooting stats.
Maybe. Or you should have just done what your wife did, pick by mascot. You'd be higher seated.
No. No.
Oh, that's funny.
No.
That's funny, Mike. I don't really know what I want to rant about this week because I feel like, I mean, okay, maybe actually, hold on. I can rant a little bit because we've already kind of touched on this.
Okay.
People in game chat, okay?
Okay.
The toxicity, right?
Yeah.
Which, what I'm kind of gonna get here is I've been liking what I've been seeing from Marvel and Fragpunk.
Yeah. You report someone for toxic voice and they get banned.
Yes, but we need to normalize people getting banned or restricted for that type of stuff. And I'm not talking like, okay, I'm not talking like you beat a team and you go, you're terrible, or like you flame their performance or something. Because if someone does bad, then yeah, you probably like should be flaming them a little bit. But I'm talking the people that are just going off for no apparent reason after like that are just being like personally toxic and just being toxic for no apparent reason. You know what I mean? Like when the one guy in Fragpunk just started like attacking me because of like the name I picked on like my username. Literally because it was my my TTV and like ITTV in it, and he just like, did you not see that? Like it was
No,
literally
I
the
did
first round. Like
not.
no, this guy was literally just like we went down. Literally left me last alive, and it was the 1v3. This guy's just flaming me in chat for like I'm trying to concentrate so I can try and regain this. I'm not having a good game. I acknowledge I'm not having a good game. I'll own up to that. But this dude started attacking me for my like because I had a TTV handle. Just started like being it was like toxic, like really toxic, really bad. Like started talking about stuff that wasn't even game related, right? And it's like, okay, you want to? We can talk about, yeah. You can flame me for having a bad performance. I'll take it on the chin, right? Like in Marvel, if I've understand that I have a Bucky Lord icon. If I have a game where I go 4-8, I understand I have a bad game. I'm gonna take it on the chin with whatever people throw at me because whatever.
Take it on the chin. Sometimes people talk shit on you, and you get triggered pretty quick.
Sometimes I get mad when people talk crap about me, and I'm like, when it's like I'm not having a bad game, and it's like I'm not the problem, but it's like
Well, there's also been times people have talked shit about you, and they're doing it to you
yeah,
too, and you get triggered about that too.
yeah. I'm like, which is yeah, that too. It's like if you're doing just as bad as me, you don't have the right to talk crap. But if you're doing better and I'm genuinely having a bad game, yeah, sure, whatever. Maybe I might get a little triggered about it for the camera, but it's like deep down I know, yeah, I'm having a bad game, and it's like, yeah, sure, I know that's my fault. Because most of the time too, we have a bad game, and I'll after the match I go, yeah, that was on me, that's my fault. Like even I might get mad, but it's like, yeah, it's my fault. But like dudes that are just coming in here and being like you're making fun of like my TTV handle and my names and stuff, and being like, I think he was saying like nobody's watching you, your gameplay is terrible, blah 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 blah. It's like, bro, first of all, it's a silver lobby, so chill. It's a silver lobby. None of us have.
Oh, I may know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, it
It
was
was like
on.
one of our first
Yeah,
games on
on
like a
Dongqian.
on Tuesday or something,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was a silver lobby.
Yeah,
And right as soon as we got into the game, he was like, "You're."
yeah. Like literally, like the game started, and it was like I'm getting flamed for just having a TTV in my hand. I was like, yeah, I get it. It's kind of like there's some people are corny for that, but it's like I'm just trying to grow on Twitch and have a good time here, guy. Like
Come on, man! Like
it's
you
literally
gotta
like
hustle somehow.
it's like 11 in the morning, dude. It's a silver lobby. None of us are competing for like $100,000. It's like, yeah, I get. I've only got like 2 viewers on Twitch. I don't care. Like, bro, like play the game instead of just worrying about other stuff. So that's my rant. Is like, you want to be toxic about the game, you can be toxic about the game, but when you start talking about stuff that's not even like related to the game, that's when it's like, okay, you need to like go take a break, and we're gonna like, you should be punished for that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me. You can agree with it, you can not agree with it. That's just what's got me annoyed this week because it's happened a few times, and I'm like, bro, play the game, bro. It's not that deep. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That may not be valid. Some people might disagree with me, but it's our show. I get to pick what I'm mad about. So, but I guess to continue on, speaking of competing for $100,000, nice transition there. The Marvel Rivals Invitational second weekend is kicking off tonight. Marvel Rivals Esports is kind of booming.
Tonight being when we're
Well,
recording this on
tonight
a
when we're
Friday.
recording, sorry, we record this on a Friday. This by the time you see it, it'll be over, and let's hope 100 Thieves wins. That's the team I'm rooting for. But kicking off on, it's already happened for you guys watching this, but this weekend we're closing out the North America one, because there have been the EU and the Asia invitationals have already happened. They happened a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, we're in NA, and the 8 teams. You got Shroudex, Shikigami, Rad Esports, Nightmare, 100T, Envy, FlyQuest, and Sentinels. They're battling it out. We're through the Swiss stage, which I think was a round robin type, and now we're headed into bracket play for $100,000 this weekend. Mike, have you been able to catch any of the?
No, I've not. I've been kind of locked in on March Madness.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I will say,
priorities.
This is cool to see from Marvel. Coming out the gate almost immediately. It's only been 2 months, and I mean, first started with the in-game tournaments with the Marvel Rival Championship. Now we're doing tournaments with pro organizations. We have pro teams playing Marvel Rivals. Like pro teams are signing players and kind of buying into these like 100K tournaments. This is really awesome to see. Um, yeah, I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on like how do you feel about like seeing all these pro teams almost immediately out the gate?
It's interesting.
Yeah,
There's been a lot of games that have come out recently. Thanks, Defiant. That said they wanted to get into competitive, and that never really happened. But I feel like Marvel Rivals has a pretty good foundation with their player base and everything
Yeah.
since being released that they can warrant it. I am kind of frowned upon all franchising, so I hope it kind of stays how it is and just more invitational or
Yeah.
like kind of just normal tournament play.
like open bracket type of stuff.
Because I feel like when you get into like leagues and uh what was the word I just used?
Franchising.
Franchising. I wanted to say foundation for some reason. But franchising, like I feel like that's where you lose people because like COD for instance, their pro to AM scene is like
The gap is so large.
non-existent now.
Yeah.
So like you have to have like OG COD where like there's a chance for the AMs to make it their way in,
Or even like
or
Halo.
purely just the invitational based where you have established teams
Yeah.
that you know are going to be in the tournament
Yeah.
that basically get the invitation.
Yeah. And I think like Halo does that too. They have their partner teams and that also have like skins in game and they're at every tournament, but they also do like an open bracket style where I think
Yeah.
anybody can sign up, pay your team pass and play. You can get slammed probably by some of these pro teams, but you can show up and kind of play.
Yeah.
And I think
That's how CWL was.
yes.
COD World League
Yes.
was they had their sponsored teams or whatever you want to say, and obviously AM teams could get into.
Yeah. And I think I'm just gonna touch on your comment on franchising. I think franchising franchising is always to help the orgs, not necessarily the players. Because I think there was a quote somewhere by somebody where it was like, I think when Valorant was starting to franchise, is that a player can always just wear another organization's jersey, and the org really it's the money is to help organizations. And I think franchising can be good if done right, kind of like how Valorant does it, where their AM scene or their
League does
challengers,
it pretty good too.
yeah, where they can earn franchise spots by winning by like winning tournaments, and you can earn a franchise spot in the league for that year. Almost kind of similar what they do with like how like the Premier League, the Champions League does it. I know I'm bringing up some soccer knowledge here, where it's like if you lose out, like there's relegation, but also if you like win the Champions League, you can go up to the Premier League.
I feel like that makes it more interesting too if there's
Yeah.
like a relegation, just because like it could be like a pretty okay team that's on the bar of getting relegation.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be like the Overwatch League, and you're the Shanghai Dragons, where the whole everybody is celebrating you getting one win.
Yeah, or like Vegas Falcons.
But yeah, that too.
I think if they do something like that,
There's no relegation for those teams.
No, and that's where franchising comes in as being a bad spot where there's no chance for. I mean, those ends up being like a bubble where it's like in the CDL, it's 12 teams, it's a bubble, no one can get in, get out. The way to basically get in is to play through challengers, and even still, those are orgs that are signing like Omit Brooklyn, which is an org that they're an AM org that have had their teams, you know, there's constantly teams guys being switched out, picked up, dropped, but it's nice to see that orgs are recognizing that Marvel Rivals is wanting to do something like big in the esports realm, and they are willing to. They're like, yes, we're gonna get on this quickly. We're gonna get in. We're gonna have a team. We're gonna get it out there, and then it gives an opportunity for players to make a name, make a career, and it's great for us too because now we can watch pro play And like one of my favorite things about watching the COD League was I could watch pro play and then apply that to my own gameplay in ranked. And so that's one of my favorite things about having a pro league is having these kind of pro teams to watch and to enjoy playing. Watching, observing, and enjoying. So I think Marvel definitely could have a huge future in esports if they keep up this.
Yeah,
this
they're
path
they're
that
still
on.
babies in the
Yeah.
esports scenes, but if they take knowledge that they've learned from how the Overwatch League failed and like actual productive leagues,
Mm-hmm.
then they'll probably flourish.
Oh, 100%. And I think, I mean, they've already all.
Especially with a established IP with
Yeah. The established IP definitely helps. A game that's built to be competitive actually helps too. And I mean, they've got 3 regions already. You've got the like Asia, EU, and NA, and I think there's 8 partner teams already for each region. So
yeah.
I mean, you're looking at with 8 and 3, 20. You have 24 teams. If you were to
The only region
franchise,
they'd be missing that generally is in like that type of conversation is like the Australia,
yeah,
Oceania, whatever that region's called. Off the top
yeah,
of my head, I have
and
no
I
idea.
don't know either. But who's to say they can't expand? Obviously,
Yeah,
as I
yeah.
mean, you're already coming out the gate. You can't, the game's been alive for 2 months, 3 months essentially. You're not even at the end of your first season. You've already had 1 online tournament that was streamed. Now you've got 3 invitationals for 100K with 8 partner teams from 3 different regions. It could almost be like a Valorant type situation where Valorant came out and just exploded into the esports scene and now is one of the most watched esports in the world. So I think there's a ton of potential here, and I'm excited to watch some competitive Marvel Rivals. I do like that they are starting a little bit later. I think the first match kicks off at 5 p.m. Eastern tonight, Friday, time of recording.
That's probably why I haven't seen it because it's streamed late.
Yeah, it is streamed late. I know some of the matches last week started at like 7 p.m., which
That's definitely why I have not seen it yet.
which is kind of like, ooh, that kind of sucks. But I think the 5 p.m. start time is really good because that gives people, especially for a weekend
On a Friday
on a
is
Friday,
good.
so people can
Yeah.
get off of work and start watching it. Because I know like COD tends to start at like 1-2 o'clock, and
Yeah.
it's like I always can't watch that. And I think they're gonna figure it out. They'll figure it out, and yeah, hopefully we can get a Marvel Rivals League. Dude, that'd be so much fun to watch. I'm already thinking. I'm getting ready to get a 100T jersey for Rivals. I still like Optic for like COD and stuff, but they don't have a Marvel Rivals team. 100 Thieves does. I like Nade Shot. I can like multiple teams from multiple games.
You can.
I can. It's my choice.
Sentinels is my team for Valorant.
Yeah.
So
Um, I watched a little bit of competitive Valorant once. I'm not a Valorant player, so I don't. But Marvel Rivals future in esports. I think definitely is. You can almost tell when you see something you go, oh yeah, this is gonna work. This is gonna be big. And I think a lot
I'll
of
back Spectre Divide.
I said Spectre Divide has potential, and it did. It did have potential. They just messed it up. Marvel, like you can if they keep the path that they are on, their esports
Yeah.
team will be huge.
I agree with all you're saying. I wanted to.
He's got to play. Listen, he plays devil's advocate. It's fine. I expect it at this point. With,
Yeah.
but yeah. So, any closing or final thoughts there, Mike?
Bye bye Spectre Divide. Bye bye X Defiant. Bye bye COD if it doesn't have a good game next year. Hello Rivals. Hello Fragpunk.
You heard it here. You heard it here.
Closed.
Close.
Off.
Close. Oh.
Closing statement complete.
Oh, well, that is going to be it from us. That has been the the One Shot Podcast. I'm not editing that out. I'm going to keep that mistake in there. We're over on Twitch streaming Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays during the weekday. It's in the morning. It's been 10:30. Sometimes I might be shifting to 11 o'clock. We'll see. just because I wake up late and I want to give myself a little bit more time to be awake so I'm not dead on stream. But that will be linked in the description down below. Go check us out. Come to the streams. We're having fun, despite what Mike feels about rivals and getting rolled sometimes. We had a good stream on Thursday, but
Yeah, we did.
we did
but
have a good stream on Thursday.
Still,
It is end of season, so it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But
Yeah.
yeah, come check out the streams. We're having a blast over there. There's gonna be more Fragpunk. There's gonna be more Marvel Rivals. And yeah, videos are coming on the YouTube as well. Just yeah, expect a lot more. That has been One Shot. We will see you guys next week.